Hey folks, welcome back. John Pettipas recording Saturday evening, which is the eve of Christmas Eve. It's the 23rd day of December. Just got to finish watching a program, and quite factual. Leading cause of deaths. It's got to be said. It actually can be very happy because they found out what makes people live so long. It goes back to attitude. Attitude. Oh, absolutely, attitude is paramount. I mentioned to somebody early this afternoon that those that struggle in life to succeed, actually, that has struggle, those businesses or lives do best, as opposed to people that had so-called easy life, which most people don't have. Okay, those with struggle succeed greatly, and it can go in business, medicine, academics, careers, personal life, whatever. Anyway, back to what the program said. In the United States, we lose 55,000 people a year due to gun violence. That's primarily suicide. We have an awful lot of suicide in the area I'm in. Some of it goes in family. They don't deserve to be talked about, families. They need help. That there's just, especially males in the family, just devastatingly high percentage dying of suicide. And that's something wrong. They need treatment and help. They take, 55,000. Okay, 110,000. We have 350,000 plus Americans. So 110,000 due to drug overdose. And I consider a drug overdose essentially a suicide. Well, that's not the way it is. For example, you consider marijuana a drug. Trudeau says it's not. Well, I don't give a fuck what Trudeau says. I don't think he makes cocaine legal next year to try to get reelected. Get all the Tories to vote for him. I don't care. I'll still consider cocaine a drug, and a legal drug, illicit drug, as I consider marijuana illegal, illicit, even though technically it's not. It's devastating to people's lungs. And the third thing was, and the biggest thing, is diet. Diet. Too much processed foods, too much salt, too much meat. I'm not a vegetarian. Make that perfectly clear. Our mother worked with somebody in the library in Boston Public Library back in the 50s and said, poor woman that was on health foods was the unhealthiest thing she'd ever seen in her life. And that's a fact. And our mother was not one to make those sorts of comments. So, healthy eating. Oatmeal as opposed to a bunch of processed foods at breakfast. Okay? Milk and juice as opposed to caffeine or alcohol or you name it. These power drinks. I think that's something I think should be outlawed. I know people have free agency, but this Red Bull, this Monster beverage, those energy drinks, of which Monster beverage and Red Bull is, but the three things are that affect people's life expectancy are, number one, gun violence, suicide. Singapore, interesting. I remember Creighton Jukes, Lake Creighton Jukes, and his wife used to come in the store. And he came in one Saturday with this guy that had been a veteran of World War II, a gentleman and his wife. And they'd been back. So you made a trip. It was written up in the casket. This is 30-some years ago. They'd been to Singapore, Malaysia. And he says, you catch you with drugs over there, they shoot you right between the eyes. And him and Donnie Oak Manor, by far, there's no other man or woman, no other gentleman in Main Street, Anniken-ish, from the hospital up to the Wheel Pizzeria in Witten Park, that was more kind or good men than Creighton Jukes of Anniken-ish $5 and Donnie Oak Manor of Oak Manor's Menswear. Donnie Oak Manor McCachran. And he said they shoot you right between the eyes if they catch you with drugs over there. So, their program just pointed out there's been only 2 deaths by guns in Singapore last year. And as a city-state, I think Singapore probably is. They have their own currency. About 1 million people. It's a city-state. Anyway, so the 3 leading causes of death: suicide, gun violence, 1. Number 2, bigger yet, is drug overdose, and I consider most drug overdose as a suicide. Well, that's not the way it is. Drug overdose. Well, I don't care. I want to hear somebody died of a drug overdose. Some actor died in the bathtub. He had some narcotics in them. I consider that a suicide. Family can say all they want. Daddy didn't kill themselves. Famous actor didn't kill themselves. But that's not a normal way to die. And the top one by far is. So gun violence is number 3. Number 2 is drug overdose. And number 1 is food. And eating too much of the wrong thing. It's as simple as that. And I make this video because we're very close to Christmas. And with that, I got to go get this uploaded. I'm running late. I wish you all the best. God bless. A happy, holy Christmas to all of you. A Merry Christmas. A happy, holy, peaceful Christmas to each and every one of you. And I wish you again all the best. And God bless. Thank you. Good night.